Congratulations. It's 50,000 years ago and you've just been born. Bad news? Statistically, you have about a 50% chance of not making it to your 15th birthday. Good news? At least you don't have homework yet. This is what life actually looked like for early humans. And trust me, it sucked way more than you think. Not a little bit more. A lot more. Let's go through exactly why. Let's start with the day you were born, because that alone could have killed you. And your mother. No hospitals, no doctors, no painkillers of any kind. Just a cave, a fire, and whichever woman in the tribe had done this before, and somehow survived long enough to help. If anything went wrong, a breech birth, bleeding, infection, there was nothing anyone could do. No emergency surgery, no blood transfusion. Just wait, hope, and try to stay calm while everything fell apart around you. An estimated 1 in 100 births ended in the mother's death. For comparison, that number today in most developed countries is about 1 in 10,000. Let that sink in for a second. And if you did make it out alive, you couldn't walk, couldn't feed yourself, couldn't do anything useful whatsoever for the next several years. You were basically a very loud, very fragile liability in one of the most dangerous environments that has ever existed on this planet. You'd survived the single most dangerous day of your entire life, and you hadn't even opened your eyes yet. Okay, you made it out. Congratulations again. Now the real challenge begins. Staying alive long enough to actually remember any of this. Roughly half of all children born in prehistoric times didn't make it to adulthood. Half. Not because anyone was careless or neglectful. There was just nothing available to catch you when things went wrong. No vaccines, no antibiotics, no baby monitors, no emergency services to call. A cough today is a Tuesday. Back then, a cough could be the start of something that swept through your entire group and wiped out half the children within a month. And it wasn't just disease. Your camp didn't have walls. It had some rocks, maybe a fire, and a few adults with sharpened sticks standing between you and literally everything out there that wanted to eat something small and slow. Every single day you survived to nightfall was a minor miracle. A lot of kids didn't get enough of them. Let's talk about food, because 3 meals a day wasn't a thing. It wasn't even a concept anyone had thought of yet. Early humans lived a feast, or famine existence, completely. One week the hunters come back with a mammoth, and everyone eats until they physically cannot move. People are celebrating, sharing, full for the first time in weeks. Life feels almost good. The next 3 weeks? Nothing. Roots, berries if you're lucky, bugs if you're not. You're covering miles of ground every single day just to find enough calories to survive, burning more energy than you're actually taking in, while your body quietly starts eating itself to make up the difference. Here's the interesting part though, your body actually adapted to this. That's exactly why humans evolved to crave sugar and fat so intensely. Your brain was literally built for a world where finding a beehive was basically winning the lottery. Every sweet thing you found had to be eaten immediately, and as much of it as possible, because there was no guarantee of the next one. So next time you're starving, because lunch is running 20 minutes late, maybe just keep that to yourself. Now here's the part that should really keep you up at night. And back then, it literally did. You are not at the top of the food chain. Not even close. The world 50,000 years ago was absolutely packed with things that were bigger, faster, stronger, and far better equipped to kill than you were. Cave lions, twice the size of the lions alive today. Cave bears that could rear up taller than a basketball hoop on their hind legs. Packs of dire wolves that hunted together in coordinated groups. Giant hyenas with jaws powerful enough to crush solid bone like it was nothing. And what do you have? You can't see in the dark. You can't run particularly fast. Most four-legged predators would catch you within seconds on flat ground. You don't have claws. You don't have thick skin. Your idea of armor is some animal hide you managed to tie on with a vine and hoped held together. Your entire survival strategy every single night boiled down to 3 things. Keep the fire going, make sure someone stays awake, and hope. Really genuinely hope that tonight isn't the night something out there decides you look like dinner. Here's one that sounds almost funny at first, until you actually think about it. A paper cut could kill you. Not immediately, not dramatically, but slowly and painfully, and with absolutely nothing anyone around you could do about it. Infection was one of the single biggest killers of early humans, and there was no way to treat it. No antiseptic, no stitches, no antibiotics. If bacteria got into a wound, you were completely reliant on your own immune system to fight it off. Sometimes it did. A lot of the time, it didn't. Twist your ankle running from a predator? That's now a multi-week problem in a world where you need to walk several miles every single day just to find food. Get a small cut while skinning an animal? That cut does not know it's small. It can turn into a fever, then sepsis, then nothing, all within a matter of days. Basically, every task you performed, hunting, climbing, gathering, making tools, came with a silent, invisible,
This could actually be how I die, attached to it. Every single day. And let's not forget, you don't get to pick your weather, and you don't get to escape it either. No central heating, no waterproof jackets, no insulated walls between you and whatever the sky decided to throw at you that night. If it was an ice age, and for a huge chunk of early human history it absolutely was, surviving winter wasn't about staying comfortable. It was a full-time, around-the-clock survival operation. Hypothermia and frostbite killed constantly. A single bad storm could wipe out an entire group if they weren't sheltered well enough. And your shelter. If you were lucky, you had a cave. If you weren't, you had a structure made of branches, mud, and animal hide that may or may not survive the night depending on how well it was built and how bad the wind decided to get. Put all of that together, and the average early human who actually survived childhood could expect to be considered old by their early 30s. 30. Not retirement age, not midlife, elder status, the wise one, grey hair, worn out joints, teeth ground down to almost nothing from a lifetime of chewing tough, unprocessed food, and you are now one of the most experienced, most respected people in your entire group. Every single stage of early human life was a boss fight. Birth, infancy, finding food, avoiding predators, not dying from a splinter, surviving winter, back to back, no checkpoints, no save points, no respawning. And yet, here's the thing that gets me every single time I think about it. You exist. Right now, you exist. Which means every single one of your ancestors going back tens of thousands of years won every single one of those fights. Every single one. The odds were brutal. The world was merciless. And somehow, your line never broke. Next time, we're going to look at how, because it turns out this so-called weak hairless ape was hiding something that would eventually terrify everything else on the planet. If you want to find out how early humans went from prey to the most dangerous thing that has ever walked this earth, make sure you're subscribed, because that one is a story you genuinely do not want to miss.